Salutations friends, welcome back to my channel. Today's video I'm going to talk to you about 10 fragrances from my collection that I think are work appropriate. You keep hearing me talk about when I do reviews if I think they're appropriate for work or school due to sillage and the notes, and I thought it might be fun to get all of the fragrances in my collection together that I think would be great for work, that aren't going to offend anyone or hurt anyone's noses, but are still beautiful fragrance that's going to make you smell good, that are also have great projection, nice sillage, and are just generally overall very pleasant fragrances. So if you'd like to know the fragrances from my collection I think that are the most work appropriate, then keep watching. To do this video, and I know other people have done videos like this, so I am definitely not the first, nor will I be the last to do work appropriate fragrance videos, but I was up late, so late last night, guys. I was up until 6 o'clock in the morning. I went to sleep and I woke up at like 8:45, so I'm literally running on 2.5 hours of sleep, or maybe 2 hours and 45 minutes. I'm very tired, but I was working and I was organizing things, and I was going through all my fragrances, and I was just kind of thinking about upcoming videos I wanted to do for you guys. And I know that you guys really like list videos, and there's, you know, I'm going to do my favorite vanilla. I'm probably going to do updated favorite rose fragrances. If you guys have any lists that you want me to see, that you want to see me do, let me know. But I know that I keep talking about appropriate work fragrances, and I think I did like date night fragrances and things like that, and I'm like, I don't know if I've ever done fragrances that would be perfect for the work environment. So I thought this might be a very fun list. This idea came to mind out of pure exhaustion, but again, I'm not the first person to do this video, nor am I the last. In fact, I will link videos below of other people that have done these videos if you're interested in other recommendations that are not just from my collection. Most of these fragrances I've done reviews on, or I've talked about extensively in other lists, so I'm just briefly going to go through them. I don't want this to be a super long video, and let you know why I think they're appropriate for work and what I like most about them. So we're going to start off with a little fragrance that was in my thumbnail, and this is Dolce from Dolce & Gabbana. This is the Floral Drops. This one made it into my fragrances that don't really wow me thing. It's a flirty fragrance. I don't know if it was, I don't talk about this one too much because I don't wear this one too much. It's a very flirty fragrance, and it's very feminine, and it's really fresh and pretty, which is why I think this would be perfect for work. This is definitely one of my grab and go. What I like most about this is if you want to be very fresh and slightly floral and smell very clean, but you still want to smell perfumed, because I think most of us want to smell perfumed, this is a great fragrance to wear. Now this does borderline on the youthful, almost juvenile aspect of it, but I actually really like this. I wear this on days where I'm feeling flirty and energetic and youthful, even though I'm none of those things. This just definitely puts me in that mood. And because this doesn't have too much projection, it is a very clean, refreshing scent. I think that this would be a great addition to your collection, or if you have it as a work appropriate fragrance, especially for those of you that want to smell youthful and fresh and floral. So this one, Floral Drops from Dolce, is pretty spectacular. It's another very clean, fresh, floral fragrance. This is from Library of Flowers. This is Wildflower and Fern. This is one of my favorite bedtime fragrances. I love this one. So clean, it's soapy, but not in a negative way. The thing that I like most about this fragrance, specifically for the work environment, is kind of like Floral Drops that I was talking about earlier, is the fact that this is a very easy to wear, grab and go, youthful, energizing, refreshing fragrance that doesn't smell overtly strong. It just smells like beautiful, clean, fragrant soap that you just happen to get out of the shower, and it was extra strong and you just smell extra nice. I love this fragrance, specifically right out of the shower, right to bed. Like I said, I'm always wearing fragrance, and I love this one for that. It's not too strong. My husband can sleep next to me without bothering his nose, which is why I know this is definitely work appropriate. To include one slightly heavier one if you guys like a little bit more mature scents, because not everyone wants to smell like floral soap, and not all of these smell like that. But this one it's a little bit on the heavier side, but I still think would be really good for the work environment, and it's Bvlgari Au the Vert. This is a classic fragrance. I remember smelling this when I worked in the perfume store, and it's just really beautiful. It has just an air of sophistication and maturity to it, but in a very positive way. It's not matronly, it's just very elegant. And I think that if you're in a work environment where you're in charge, or you want to be in charge, or you want to take charge, this is a wonderful fragrance for that. It's very sophisticated, it's very elegant, it's very pretty, but it's still easy to wear, and it's not going to bother too many people that are in close proximity, especially if they don't like very aromatic fragrances. That is Burberry Brit. Now, I think that if you like gourmands, or you like to smell really delicious, but sometimes they can be a little bit too heavy and overpowering, specifically for the work environment, I think Burberry Brit is perfect. It's nice on the skin. It has really nice projection, but not too much. It smells really tasty, but it doesn't like consume everybody next to you like a blob monster, like other gourmands can do. And sometimes you want that ridiculous projection. But with gourmands, some people love or hate gourmands. But if you are a gourmand lover, I think that Burberry Brit is the closest thing to a gourmand that I think is worth. What I'm wearing now, I'm going to reapply because I'm an oversprayer, especially with these types. I literally will bathe in citrus fragrances during the summer, and it's always summer in Florida. This one, Atelier Cologne, Clementine, California. Now, whenever I talk about this fragrance, it goes with all the citrus fragrances from Atelier Cologne. So the Bergamote Soleil, the Orange Sanguine, and the Mandarin Glacé, or Glacier? That one's a little bit heavier. Pomelo Paradise is another one. All of their citrus fragrances, I think, are very fresh, very clean, very unique, very easy to wear, and also very work appropriate. They do have really nice sillage on some of them, but the thing is that these fragrances don't really have anything offensive in them that I can tell. Sometimes people don't like patchouli, sometimes people don't like musk, sometimes people don't like vanilla, and the thing with these fragrances is they are very, very, very light, but also have a nice like depth to their fragrance when you wear them. And what I mean that is that they're not a fragrance that if you walk up to somebody who, like me, probably will open the top of his bottle and pour it on top of my head, you're not going to immediately start coughing, which is really, really nice. So for oversprayers, you guys, if you're like me, if you're an oversprayer and you want a work appropriate fragrance, I think Atelier Cologne's, the citrus fragrances from them are perfect. The nice thing about these two is after about 20 minutes, it kind of calms down a little bit, and it just leaves this really nice aura of just this refreshingly bright citrus fragrance that sits on your skin really nicely, but again is not going to hurt somebody next to you. It's one of the more intimate fragrances in my list, and what I mean by that is that it sits so close to the skin that unless somebody is literally trying to enter your body through your skin, they're not going to smell it. It's very light, and it's one of my absolute favorites, and it's Derek Lam, 10 Crosby, Silent Street. Did a review on this, I'll link it below. Every time I smell this, I go wild, you guys. It is literally just white musk with a very faint floral accord to it. Very minimal, very minimal. No complexity to this whatsoever, but I love just the musk and the just touch of floral in this. It's beautiful. It's so good. So good. I love this one so much. But this is absolutely no projection, you guys, like none. So if you guys like something a little bit light or musky and you like musk fragrances, but you know that people in your work vicinity don't like musk fragrances, check this one out. It's pretty good. If you're feeling fancy, this is a great fragrance to wear to work, especially if you want to get a lot of compliments. And I love this one for that. and it's Versace Bright Crystal. Now, generally, I don't like Versace fragrances. I really don't. There's something about them that just doesn't inspire me, even a little bit, to even purchase a bottle on sale. So the fact of the matter is like, I like Bright Crystal. I do. I like it enough to buy a bottle of it. This is a very fresh, feminine fragrance. It's sweet, but not overtly sweet. It's just really, really nice. And this is, again, one of those fragrances kind of like Bvlgari Au the Vert. It's a little bit on the heavier side, but still appropriate for work. I'd say this is a great fragrance if you're gonna go have an interview or a lunch meeting or something like that, and you want to smell feminine and floral and put together and still flirty and fun, you know, like if you have a little bit of a spunk to you, I think this is a great fragrance for that. The projection on this is nice. It's not crazy, but it's nice. But the fragrance itself is not a fragrance that is going to bother a lot of people's noses. It's a very generic, easy to understand fragrance. Let's just put it like that, which makes it easy to wear and appropriate for the work environment, which is why I like this one a lot for my grab and go. This is one of my grab and go fragrances, and I do enjoy it very much. Next up is one of them from MCM. Really, all of them from MCM would fit into this category, but I specifically chose this one just because I think it's a little bit easier. It's the white tea. The orris is really good and the incense is really good, but there's just something about the white tea one that I think would be more appropriate for work. There's something about this fragrance that's just very clean and put together and still fragrant and beautiful, but because it is such a light spring summer fragrance and it does sit very lightly on the skin, I think this would be a great work fragrance. And because this is a limited edition fragrance, it's probably going to be something not a lot of other people are going to be smelling like, but at the same time you're not going to smell so out of the ordinary that you're going to confound your coworkers, which is something nice, that way they can get their work done and not constantly question what you're wearing and why. I've actually worn some of my niche fragrances that are a little bit off the ball when I used to work in retail, and I used to have customers and employees come up to me and be like, what? I can't understand what you're wearing. Like literally they would ask me what I was wearing and why, because I just couldn't grasp certain notes. And that's kind of like when I talk about like nose palettes, like some people have a more experienced nose. It's kind of like with food palettes, you know, some people do, some people don't, and there's nothing wrong if you do or you don't. Nothing wrong with it. You can train your nose, you can train your food palette, your mouth palette or whatever. But when people don't understand fragrances, usually it's a negative. And this is a fragrance that's going to be different, that they're probably not going to wear, but it's not going to confuse and confound them. They're just going to enjoy its pleasant aroma, and you are going to smell very pretty. This one needs no introduction. This is definitely one of my favorite fragrances. This is Armani Prive Eau de Jade. This is another beautifully scrumptious, bright, delicious, green-esque fragrance, slightly tea, bright, citrus, just, it's so good. I'm not going to go into the notes because I go into it all the time, but I'm going to do a full review on this fragrance in the very near future because I want to do a review on all of my private label or higher, more expensive fragrances if you guys are interested. So I definitely want to do a more comprehensive review on this fragrance. But this is just another fragrance that if you want to smell very put together, very clean, but still fragrant and beautiful, like you're wearing a very expensive fragrance, this is a fantastic fragrance for that. It's very easy to wear, it's very easy to understand, it's very beautiful, and it's not so overpowering that it's going to suffocate your coworkers, which is something that a lot of other fragrances from Armani Prive will, specifically Rose d'Araby. I love that fragrance. I would never wear that to work. It would suffocate everyone around me. A, because I'd probably bathe in it, and B, because just the nature of that fragrance. This is not the nature of the fragrance. This is a very easy to wear, understand fragrance with a nice projection, but still not so much projection that it's going to bother your coworker, so I do think this is very work appropriate. The last one is actually going to be my biggest recommendation from my collection. And when I talk about this fragrance and you see the other fragrances that I chose, you'll understand why I chose what I did, and I'm going to go a little bit more into it. I know this video is long. I know all my videos are long. I'm so sorry. But I just talk way too much, and I'm, again, very sorry for that. But this is the one that I think if you could only choose one of these, if you were looking for a work fragrance and you wanted, swiveling in my chair, and you were going to go out and buy one based on this video, this is the one I would recommend. A, for price, B, for longevity, projection, its beauty, how easy it is to wear and understand, and it's going to be Bvlgari Au the Vert. This guy. Growing up in high school, and I talk about this story all the time, I wore Elizabeth Arden green tea, and then I wore a light blue and Lolita Lampica and Gummy Bear. Mostly light blue and Gummy Bear and Elizabeth Arden. As I grew up, I graduated to Au the Vert, and this has been pretty much my signature scent since then. I wear different scents every single day. I don't know if you guys check out my Instagram, I post my scents of the day every single day. I wear something different, but the thing is that if I'm out and about and my fragrance wears away, I have a little travel spray of this, and it's what I wear. I trust this fragrance to always smell beautiful and fresh, slightly sweet, green. It's a beautiful tea fragrance, and most importantly, the nicest thing about this is it's not one of those tea fragrances that smells off. It just smells truly beautiful and bright and sweet and feminine. I know this is a feminine fragrance, but this also smells really good on guys. Just throwing that out there. I'd love guys to smell like this. It's just really a very safe fragrance. And I think that this is something that if you want to get them something luxurious, or if you wanted to treat yourself to a really nice, luxurious, expensive fragrance that's going to smell really nice, that's going to be appropriate for the daytime, for the spring, for the summer, for work and school, I think this is the best one out of the bunch, just because it's really easy to understand. A lot of people have experienced this, so they know it. Most people like it, at least can stand it, and you're just gonna smell really beautiful and fragrant and fresh and clean and sweet and slightly floral and like tea, and just overall this is everything that I think a work appropriate fragrance should be. And again, that's my opinion. But if you look at all my other fragrances, you'll see that they all kind of have a touch of citrus and a little bit of tea and just this little bit of brightness, but still some type of depth to them. And this is pretty much what I based all of my other choices on, was how they compare to this. So yeah, Bvlgari Au the Vert is the one I would recommend above and beyond any others for work appropriate fragrance. Why these videos are long. I don't know why these videos are so long. Maybe because I sit and talk for 2 minutes about how long these videos are over and over and over again. So we're going to end this video here. I hope you like my picks. If you think any of these picks aren't so good, let me know in the comment section. If you have any recommendations or you want to share your favorite work fragrance, let me know in the comment section below. I'd love to add to this list, because again, I just chose from my collection, and I know that there are hundreds if not thousands of other fragrances out there that people wear to work that they really love or would recommend. So I'd love to know your recommendations as well. So let me know in the comment section below. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give this video a thumbs up. It lets me know to continue doing videos like this, specifically my fragrance videos, and also don't forget to subscribe. It's free, and I'm free, and I put out new videos every Monday through Friday, and sometimes on the weekends as well, so you'll always have something to watch. In any case, I hope you guys are all happy and healthy and have a great day, month, year, whatever, and I'll see you next time. Bye!